Horry and Georgetown counties. Because you are here, and so are we. HTC, this is life. Connect with it.
There's an amazing place where family vacation memories are made and shared over and over again, where new experiences never disappoint, and where the only thing better than visiting is coming back again. Book your family vacation at visitmyrtlebeach.com and discover amazing values on area accommodations and family-friendly attractions. There's never been a better time to visit Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where family time has never been so much fun.
Back inside the Lambeau Arena in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, it's the first semifinal of the Beach Ball Classic in 2019. And with tonight's national anthem and starting lineups, here's our public address announcer, Wally Berlingeri.
Gentlemen, basketball moms, basketball dads, basketball family, and basketball fans, welcome to the 39th annual Beach Ball Classic semifinal round this evening. Our next two games will determine tomorrow's finalists in the 7:30 p.m. Beach Ball Classic Championship Battle. But before we introduce our starting lineups, we hope that you, if you are willing and able, will join us and rise to honor the men and women who've made the sacrifice and paid the price for the privileges we enjoy and often take for granted in our great country, with the singing of the national anthem performed by 13-year-old Christian Academy's Millie Davis.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Millie Davis, 13-year-old from Myrtle Beach Christian Academy. Wonderful job.
Thank you.
And our first game in the semifinal round this evening, we have the visiting Dorman High Cavaliers from Spartanburg, South Carolina, with a record of 10-1, taking on the St. Francis Knights from Alpharetta, Georgia, with a record of 13-1. Let's meet our starting lineups, starting with the visiting Dorman High Cavaliers. At guard, a 5'10 senior wearing number 3, Jack Renwick. At guard, a 5'10 junior wearing number 4, Jalen Brazil. At forward, a 6'6 senior wearing number 11, Justin Amadi. At guard, a 6' senior wearing number 12, Miles Tate. And at forward, 6'10 senior wearing number 24, P.J. Hall. The Dorman High Cavaliers are coached by head coach Zach Rich, assisted by Rod Sadler, John Stair, and Scott Henry. The Dorman High Cavaliers team ambassadors, Mike and Nikki Huff. And now for the starting lineup for the home team, the St. Francis Knights from Alpharetta, Georgia. At point guard, a 6'2 senior wearing number 1, Dwan Odom. At the wing, a 6'2 junior wearing number 4, Jason Holt. At the power forward, a 6'2 junior wearing number 21, Kai Simmons. At point guard, a 6'2 sophomore wearing number 23, Jordan Brown. And at the wing, 6'2 senior wearing number 24, Chase Ellis. The St. Francis Knights are coached by head coach Drew Catlett, assisted by Mike McCard and Darrell Armstrong. The St. Francis Knights team ambassadors, Laura, Tristan, and Ann Martin. Our officials for this contest, Henry Johnson, Joe Rosano, and Tom Koch.
The home team, the St. Francis Knights out of Alpharetta, Georgia, wearing the white this evening with the blue numbers, actually gray numbers and blue trim. And Dorman from Spartanburg, South Carolina, in the light blue with the dark blue numbers and white trim. And we have got a treat in point guards here tonight, Van.
Well, you certainly do. I mean, the guard play is going to be excellent. Dwan Odom for St. Francis is one of the top 25 to 30 players maybe in the country. When he's on, he's as good as anybody. And I love the Tate kid for Dorman. I mean, he gets out and gets after it. And he's got help. Amadi is a very, very good ball handler. They get up and down the floor. I think the keys tonight, and just in looking at this game real quickly, for Dorman, control the glass, utilize their size with Holt and Simmons and Simons on the inside, and then get that ball out to their guards. Get it up and down the court. It's going to be a real key for them. And the other side, St. Francis, Hall's got to do the yeoman's job on the inside to kind of nullify that. And let's face it, once it's out and going for those guys, they absolutely go and go and go.
I tell you what, two of the most outstanding athletes, maybe the freaks of athleticism on this floor tonight. Dwan Odom, the point guard for St. Francis, won the slam dunk contest last night, and I thought the favorite in that slam dunk contest was Justin Amadi, and we got a 3 in the air. Up and good by Kai Simmons. The 6'7 junior gets the scoring underway here in the semifinals of the Beach Ball Classic. Justin Amadi missed the slam dunk finals by 1 point in the judges' estimation, but boy, has he thrown down some monster dunks in this tournament in game action.
Well, I'll tell you what, the little guys in this game are athletic as all can be. They're guys that will attack the basket. It's going to be fun to watch them push the ball up the floor. And I'll tell you what, when Simons and some guys like that are making those kind of shots, it's going to make a difference for that ball club, because that's really going to open this game up.
Amadi scores the first 2 for Dorman from point-blank range, and he shoots 75% from the floor on the year because he's so close to the basket. Coaches say that 80% of his scoring is on dunks, and we see one from P.J. Hall, who signed with the Clemson Tigers. It was a fight between the Tigers, Virginia Tech, and Florida, and he finally stayed close to home. He's from Spartanburg. Clemson is about 30 miles away.
Well, you know, it makes it for mom. Mom can see you play. That's the real key. Whenever you can stay close to home, let mom see you play. That makes a big difference. I'll tell you what, Brazil made a heck of a pass on that one play to Hall there. I'll tell you, that's a good thing about this game. We're not going to have to worry about guard play.
No, Brazil was our player of the game in the first round. He scored 14 points but dished out 9 assists and had big rebounds and free throws that sealed it at the end for the Cavaliers.
I think it's going to come down to, maybe my keys are really is, who's going to control the backboard and let their guards play the way they're capable of playing.
Jordan Brown for 3. For St. Francis, he hit 4 in the first game. He's 4 for 9 in the tournament from distance, averaging 18 points and 2 rebounds in this tournament. This is the third game for each of these teams. And they'll play one more, win or lose tomorrow. The Dorman Cavaliers, winners over Buchtel of Cleveland, Ohio, 72-45 in the first round. And Whitney Young from Chicago, Illinois, they defeated them in the quarterfinals, 59-56, as the teams are trading baskets now.
Nice little floater by Ellis, taking the drive across the middle. You can see why he's got 1,000 points and 700 rebounds in his career.
And another dunk for P.J. Hall. He likes to play on the perimeter, but he's getting his work done underneath tonight.
Well, I think tonight he got told, hey, look, they got 2 guys 6'6", 6'7". You're going to have to be inside. You're going to have to be aggressive and take it at these guys.
St. Francis advances to the semifinals after a first-round win over Izard County, Arkansas, 73-64, and a quarterfinal win over Coronado from your neck of the woods in Henderson, Nevada, 81-77.
Well, the funny thing is both these teams, they can play you defensively. They'll take their time, or they'll come out and they'll run with you. And Hall's having one heck of a start to this night tonight. He's inside, he's outside, he's throwing it down, he's on the glass. As I said earlier, he's a real key for them. He's got to have a great game.
7 points already for P.J. Hall. 3 for 4 from the floor and 1 for 1 from outside the arc. We're tied at 11 after the three-point shot by the Knights. Knights come in 12-1. They're on a 9-game winning streak. And the rebound is pulled off, but stolen away. Amadi double pumps a shot. A blocking foul is called against the Knights, and our first media timeout at 11:37 to play, and we are knotted at 11. From Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, this is the 39th Annual Beach Ball Classic.
There's an amazing place where family vacation memories are made and shared over and over again, where new experiences never disappoint, and where the only thing better than visiting is coming back again. Book your family vacation at visitmyrtlebeach.com and discover amazing values on area accommodations and family-friendly attractions. There's never been a better time to visit Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where family time has never been so much fun.
Knotted at 11 through the first 3.5 minutes of this one here at the Beach Ball Classic. Say 4.5. And 11:37 to play. And both teams shooting at a very high percentage, Van, over 50%, well above 50% for both teams.
Well, biggest reason is, Alan, they've been allowed to get the ball out and get up and down the court. That spread has really made the big difference. They've gotten a couple easy ones, and it's allowed them to go inside out with their big fella. Hall has been tremendous, both in close to the basket and away from it, but I think it's really the tempo has allowed them to shoot as well as they have. Now they're going to have to tighten up that defense a little bit, or otherwise we're going to be looking at a 100-point game here.
Justin Amati, a 55% free throw shooter on the year, nails the front end. He averages 13 points and 6 rebounds a ball game, and as I said, outstanding athleticism as he rims out the second, but an offensive rebound and then the block on the putback by Earl Burgess. Burgess in the ball game for the first time. Miles Tate fakes the 3, steps in for a 2. The running one-hander is no good, and the ball is raked out from behind. That's DeJuan Odom. Odom has it stolen by Miles, and you saw Amati try to go up and slam it. He left the floor a little bit too soon.
That was a heck of a play by Miles Tate on the other end. Tremendous hands. Took it right out of the air as he was making the pass.
Cavaliers 10-1 on the year, defeated Whitney Young in the quarterfinals, as we said, but they come in on a winning streak as well, having won the Chick-fil-A Classic last week, the American division, defeating a Greensboro Day School van, who you know very well, a national power.
That's right. And, you know, I said this when we started. This is 2 state champions with their lineups back. They're not. These are teams with great coaching, great athleticism, good ball handling, and enough size to be able to play almost anybody in the country.
Dorman goes 1 for 2 at the foul line after the timeout. St. Francis answers with a field goal at the other end and a steal by DeJuan Odom, but it's knocked out of bounds. Odom needs just 232 points, Van, to cross 2,000 in his career.
I think he's going to get that before the season's over without a doubt. Maybe in the next couple, 8-10 games.
Yeah, I was hoping maybe he could get it here in the tournament, but he spread things around. The St. Francis team has had 4 double-figure scorers in both of their first 2-round games.
Well, they're balanced. They play well together. They play within themselves. Both these teams are excellent basketball teams. This is a treat game. We don't get many of these where everybody's on fire, on the right way, and right now they are. It'd be interesting to see what kind of adjustments the coaches make at halftime to try to take something away from the other ball club.
Jordan Brown makes his second field goal here in the first half. He has 5 points, and he averages 18.5. The sophomore is a 2-year starter. And they've got a couple of 4-year starters on this team, though, Van. DeJuan Odom and Chase Ellis have both started every game all 4 years of their career, and they are 92-15 over that period.
Well, you know, you look at their history, and this is a ball club that it's used to playing for state championships.
Yes.
I mean,
they played for 6 of the last 7.
6 of the last 7. They won 3 and they lost 3, but they're used to playing for state championships. So being in a big game like this, no sweat. This is something they do all the time.
Across the top of the key, crossover dribble into the paint, hanging one-hander is good. Are they going to count it? No. They're going to wipe it off, and Drew Catlett is beside himself. Incredulous. They're going to wave off the bucket. St. Francis is going to hang on to a 2-point lead, but they say the foul was committed in the act of shooting, and so the bucket is waved off.
You know, it's a funny thing. You know, 10 years ago, before they changed the rule and put the circle in, that was probably a bucket and a foul. Because the ball was gone before he ran into him. But in today's game, nope, all wiped away.
Nice pass across the lane by P.J. Hall. Hall rebounds it on the weak side, back to the hole, short, got his own miss, and gets fouled on the replay.
Now that's what I like to see from P.J. Hall, aggressive play.
That's 3 rebounds and on 2 of his own missed shots.
That's a Moses Malone moment.
It really is.
You get 3 of them, and then you're going to step the free throw line. Well, I guess they're not going to give him the shots right now. But I tell you, he's playing hard. He's doing the things we said in the keys, that he had to be the dominant player, especially on the offensive boards. He's doing that right now.
Foul was committed on the rebound, so it's a common foul. Dorman wide open in the right corner. They passed up the 3, Jordan Surratt. Surratt averages a couple of buckets a game. He passed up that 3-point shot because he is just 1 of 11 from distance on the year. And stepping in, anticipating the pass, 2-on-1 break. DeJuan Odom shows the athleticism right there. In the dunk contest last night, he jumped over two of his teammates who stand 6 feet 8 inches tall,
see, Alan,
and there was still plenty of room
Alan,
between them.
you're impressed with the dunk. I was impressed with the extra gear that he had because he blew by people to get that dunk.
And a up and under reverse layup for Miles Tate, who was a three-point shootout finalist last night. So he can stroke it from downtown and showed his presence in the paint on that move. Pull-up jumper is short by Brazil. And we've got a foul over the back against Dorman. Watch DeJuan Odom rise to the bucket. But like you said, he
just
hit it
blew
into
by people.
fifth gear, blew by the defender, and rises above the cup. He was a late addition to the dunk contest last night.
That was definitely overdrive on that one.
Somebody must have gotten to him and said, hey, DeJuan,
maybe you better do this.
You can beat all of these guys. Come on. And so he was a late addition and just took the building by storm. Good crowd here tonight for the semifinals. Odom dribbles into the key, passes back outside for three, misses everything. And a rebound by Dorman. Foul committed by the Knights in the process.
There's one thing about dunk contests. A guy doesn't want to get in it unless he thinks he can win it.
Right.
And so sometimes they're hesitant, and they wait a little while, and they go, well, I've seen a couple of these guys. How about me? Can I still sign up?
Yeah, they added two late, and he was certainly the star performer last night. Brazil with it on the right point. Kicks it back to the top to Tate. Tate shakes and bakes his dribble into the lane. Back outside, Brazil. Three in the air, bingo.
Pretty jump shot.
And that puts Dorman back in front, 19-18. These teams trading the lead here in the first 8 minutes. And a push-off. No, a reach-in foul on DeJuan Odom. Number one gets his first foul here in the half. He had 30 and 10 assists in the opener against Izard County out of Arkansas, and it was effortless.
Well, the nice thing about it is he can score, but he's also willing to give it up, get it to the open man. He sees Holt, he sees Ellis, he sees those guys on the wing. He gets them the basketball.
And here's P.J. Hall with his fourth bucket of the first half. He has 3 twos and a 3. So he is 1 point from being the first to reach double digits. Very efficiently, 4 of 6 from the floor here in the first half. Dorman's on a 7-0 run in the last minute and a half. Ball is tapped out by St. Francis, picked up by Jushawn Holt, and Holt gives it off underneath to Chase Ellis, who scores his first bucket of the half and breaks that 3-possession run.
The one thing about these two squads, they do a great job of seeing their teammates off the dribble. The penetration and kick is there all the time for them. They play very, very, it looks like it's a really fast game, but it's a controlled speed. They're always looking for the opportunity for the easier bucket.
Seth Hubbard breaks the ball off the leg of Miles Tate, and it's out of bounds to the Knights. Miles Tate, 10 assists versus Buchtel in round 1, and that is 25th all-time in the beach ball. Double-digit assists.
Well, you've got a couple guys doing that in this, that are in this game.
Odom had 10 in the first round, as did Tate.
Guy Simmons, nice catch and turn. Uses his body well.
Should have seen the performance the other night. Van, I know you got here last night, but on Saturday night, Andre Curbelo of Long Island Lutheran put on one for the ages, a performance for the ages. He had 21 points, 19 rebounds, 9 assists. He would have been the first triple-double in Beach Ball Classic history with points, rebounds, and assists. We've had 3 triple-doubles, points, rebounds, and block shots, but never with assists. And coach took him out with 2 minutes to play in the game.
Well, I tell you what, Andre Corbello is one of the top point guards in America. And I think that's one of the things that I look forward here is that if we see this going towards the final, we could end up with a monster matchups in the backcourt in the final of this tournament. One of the best ever, and I guess that's always the thing. You know, some years it's all about the names. Some years it's the teams. I think this year we have a nice balance.
It is. The very, very good balance because these 4 semifinal teams could play with anybody in America and the individual talent. The guy with the ball in his hands right now is going to show it. A reach-in by Amati. Draws the foul by Odom. Odom has, in his career, like I said, needs 200-plus points to reach 2,000. He also has 700 assists already and 500 rebounds in his high school career.
There was a big-time block right there by number 11.
Justin Amati.
For Dorman. He got up. Odom had the inside, had him in jail, and he came right up over the top.
Well, I told you, those were my 2 favorites in the dunk contest last night because they have the phenomenal athleticism that I don't see very often. Amati had a dunk in the first round that may have been the nastiest I've seen in a decade.
Well, I'll tell you, you look at him, he's 6'6". He's got a wide receiver body, about 205 pounds. He gets up really well. I mean, that was 36 to 40 inches on that last one.
Free throws by Odom.
And that wasn't with a long run. That was just one step and up.
Goes 1 for 2 at the line. Has 3 points in the first half. Has 2 rebounds and a couple of assists. Trying to spread the wealth. Miles Tate, near side Brazil. Bounce pass inside. Nice anticipation by Deshaun Holt, but it's intercepted and put back through for Dorman as they lead it by 3 now. Under 4.5 to play.
Jack Renwick's one of those players, he just kind of sneaky, finds that little seam in there, and little man gets the bucket on the putback on the offensive board.
He gets buckets like that more often than you would notice. He averages almost 6 points a ball game, but he is already signed to play baseball at Wofford. So he's quite the athlete.
Well, I'll tell you what, I guess he looked at the sports and said, hey, look, I can play 25 years in baseball.
That's right.
It's a possibility there.
Each of these teams with a single loss, and the only loss to nationally renowned programs, and here's a 3 from the right corner to tie the ball game.
I will tell you one thing. Travis Steele got one heck of a steal, no pun intended, at Xavier in Dwan Odom. He is the real deal.
Jordan Brown nails his second 3 of the first half, his 6th of the tournament. And we are even at 26 again. We were tied at 11, and as we head towards half,
we got a little blood out there on spotted there by our man here on the sideline.
All right, well, we'll have that addressed, and we'll tell you all about the remainder of the first half when we return. 3:28 to play. Van Coleman, Alan Smothers courtside with you at the 39th Annual Beach Ball Classic on Stadium. Visit Myrtle Beach, South Carolina is what we'd like for you to do. Go to visitmyrtlebeach.com and check out all of the amenities and fun things to do along the beautiful Grand Strand of South Carolina. You can plan your vacation right there, and who knows, you might win an all-expense-paid vacation to beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina by just visiting visitmyrtlebeach.com. Try it out for yourself. First half, each team still shooting the ball extremely well. 59% for St. Francis, 48% for Dorman, and we are tied at 26. Miles Tate jump stops at the elbow left. Gets it inside to PJ, and a beautiful block shot by Jashawn Holt. That is going mano-a-mano right there. Holt said, I know you've already signed with an ACC team. Let me show you what I got.
Well, what he's just teaching him is don't open your body up, or you're going to get the ball back.
Yes. Batted out of bounds, so Dorman resets the offense.
Because when he opened up, he turned his body completely square to him, and he said, nah, that's easy. Got to protect with that shoulder.
Brazil for three. Bingo. Got it again. Knocks it down from outside the bonus arc, and a three-point lead for the South Carolinians.
Well, he's 2 for 2 from out there, so somebody better get out and get in his face.
And he's trying to match it at the other end. Forced up one. That was Seth Hubbard. He averages about 5 points a ball game. Nice up and under reverse layup for Justin Amati. High percentage shot again. Amati, a volume shooter from underneath. This may be the biggest lead by either team at 5 points.
I think you are right.
2:26 to play. Dribble drive into the paint.
I think we had one previous 4-point lead.
And here's Odom for three. He got it. Shows his perimeter skills as well. We know he can go inside and play with the big boys, but shows he can also stroke it from downtown, so it's a 2-point ball game again. I just love the way these teams are going after one another. There is no hesitation. Here's a lob for Justin Amati, and they do that a lot. And Miles Tate and Justin Amati are on the same wavelength.
I tell you what, that was pretty because you saw it coming. He flipped it off his waist. How about that shot glass off the glass, and then they're taking it away from him. He said, wait a minute, don't I get the continuation on that?
And Drew Catlett he
like,
almost jumped out of his tennis shoes again.
He says, look, it was on the same step. Don't he get that one?
That's twice he's had buckets taken away from them on fouls, one offensive and one defensive that was called before the shot. Wayne White, our statistician extraordinaire, says Miles Tate already has 8 assists in the first half.
I tell you what, we could have coming close to some records here before it's all done. Definitely getting into that top 5.
Here's a pull-up jumper. Too strong, and a fight for the rebounds, knocked out of bounds by the Knights. Let's look at that one again. The HTC replay going after.
Oh, this is worth looking at. Look at that, right off his hip.
They do that
That
quite
is pretty.
often.
That's pretty. Right off the hip. You don't even see it coming.
Coach Thomas Ryan, 343 victories in his career, not to mention just the last 3 state championships in the largest classification here in South Carolina, 5A. There's been 3 5A state champions, and they're all named the Dorman Cavaliers.
You know, it's a funny thing. I was listening to some guys talk about coaches here in the state of South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
They said, we got some good coaches, they said, and then we have Coach Ryan. He said, he's at another level.
Next level, no question. That's one of my closest friends' favorite sayings is next level.
Well,
Ashley Smith, who actually does some games for us here, he says that all the time. Next level. Thomas Ryan is definitely next level.
Yeah, he said, they were just talking, they go, and then there's Coach Ryan. He's at another level.
And here's a beautiful fast break by St. Francis, and they blow it at the end.
Well, I guess when you're 3 for 3, it's hard to argue with it, isn't it?
Yep. They went to 5A 3 years ago, and Dorman has captured all of them. And P.J. Hall has been a big part of it. He's been a part of all 3 of those state champions, and he's trying to become only the second 4-time South Carolina state champion. And the first was Stanley Roberts.
Yeah,
pretty good one to follow,
that's
right?
a pretty good one. He was that was a lot of fun back in the day. Watching that big fella go at the hole.
Oh, boy. DeJuan Odom was about to go up, and highlight reel was about to be spun, but P.J. Hall says, we're going to stop this one.
Well, I mean, you know, DeJuan Odom's had a couple plays like that, but both Amadi and Hall are saying, we're going to challenge you. We're going to make you work for it. Now we'll see if Odom makes an adjustment in the second half. He might look at that and then just bring it back down and then lay it off the glass. Those kind of things, you got to make those adjustments when there's some big fellas that can knock it down, throw it away.
DeJuan Odom doesn't worry about the biggest deficit at 6 points here in the first half. He goes to the line, connects on the first, reloads, fires again, and bullseye. Down to 4. Under 25 seconds to play. First half. Has this been a quick first half or what?
It seems like there's been almost no breaks other than the media.
That's it. There's been no timeouts and
Hardly free throws.
Very few dead balls, very few free throws. Here's P.J. Hall from downtown. Got it again. He's 2 for 2 from the arc.
And that's why they're going to love him at Clemson.
And it bounced in from the backcourt. They count it. Tom Cox says, yes, the three-pointer is good, and they all count. Van, they all count.
Well, that was DeJuan Odom, and that may just set him off for the rest of the game. You never know.
That is DeJuan Odom, player meeting player. Game matching game.
And you know what? That might get them back and get them fired because they were just starting to rock back a little bit on their heels until that one.
P.J. Hall hits the three in the left corner just before the buzzer, but right before it goes off, DeJuan Odom matches the game with a 35-footer. Actually, more like a 45-footer because it was in the backcourt.
It was definitely at least 45, maybe a little more.
So, DeJuan Odom, and we're going to have plenty of highlights to show you at halftime, boy. And it was as good a played first half as we'll see, as a semifinal should be. But we've got our third member of our broadcast team. Kevin Schneider is awaiting with the leading head coach, Thomas Ryan of the Dorman Cavaliers.
Coach, you're up 4 at the half. Obviously, that last second shot went in, but you've really dominated in the paint with 22 points inside the paint from P.J. Hall and Amadi.
Yeah, we've got an advantage there. We've got to keep attacking. Obviously, they've made 6 threes in the first half. We've got to get to their shooters. We knew they had some different guys that can make shots, and then one's getting downhill on us, and when he gets downhill, he's tough. So we've got to do a better job there. We do need to continue to hit the offensive glass, and, you're up 7, and you hate to give up a bomb like that where maybe we shot 2 seconds too early there at the end of the half. But a tough break there, just a good first half.
Your star, P.J. Hall, came in not feeling as great, but he hasn't really shown it. He's played his tail off here in the first half with 15.
Yeah, proud of PJ. We're just trying to gauge his minutes because he needs a few extras. He's laboring out there, but I love that he's giving us all he's got.
All right, Coach. Best of luck second half. Dorman with the lead. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Kevin. And, man, I would say so. He's close to a double-double in the first half, 14 points and 7 rebounds. But Coach forgot about that 45-footer. He said 6 threes in the first half. They count that one, too.
I think that's 7 threes in the first half, and it was an amazing shot.
Here's
one
their
of those things that
replay.
sometimes they need to have to make it get your team back into ball game. Just before the half court, he lets it fly, and you know what? He was confident. He's standing there knowing
doubt
it was going when it left his hand.
Absolutely. So I saw Markel Johnson of my NC State Wolfpack do that last week. Well, that was even better from DeJuan Odom, and that was well beyond 45. And we'll have a lot more HTC highlights coming your way at halftime. It's the Visit MyrtleBeach.com halftime report, and Banana Jack Murphy will join us when we return to the 39th Annual Beach Ball Classic when Dorman in front by 4.
You wear many hats, and HTC knows what you need to keep the day running smoothly. You're an entertainment coordinator, appointment maker, and business superhero. You're a personal chef, chauffeur extraordinaire, and a trusted protector. No matter where life takes you, HTC keeps you connected by bringing world-class technology right here to Horry and Georgetown counties, because you are here, and so are we. HTC, this is life. Connect with it.
Hello, everybody. Jack Murphy courtside for VisitMyrtleBeach.com. The interview's right here, Mark. You're easily distracted like I am.
I heard something caught my attention.
Oh, really? Did you now? Mark is with our neighbor. I think I could probably throw a baseball from here to your place.
Or at least hit a driver.
Yeah, I got definitely hit a driver. I've got game on the links. Mark Beal from the Myrtle Beach Sports Center. Been an exciting year over there. Some national television coverage over at your place this week.
It keeps getting better and better with more events each year we're putting over there. We're always trying to look for events to fill the shoulder season. These last 2 days, Sunday and Monday, Saturday and Sunday, were really cool. We had the American Cornhole League had their college championships over there. They ended up filming it live on ESPN and ran it back a couple times. So some good exposure for the sports.
Oh, it was great. Some real good competition.
And Myrtle Beach as well.
Good crowd.
Yeah, a lot of B-roll, a lot of beach scenes, boardwalk scenes. It was a great event.
Sports tourism is huge here, and the Sports Center plays a big role into that. Volleyball, even basketball.
Absolutely. Obviously, you know, our bread and butter is basketball and volleyball. We bring in probably, well over 1,200 teams a year between those two sports. Gymnastics has been picking up a lot of pace lately. We've got more and more events coming in with a lot of young gymnasts coming in, bringing their families. So it's going really well.
What's on the agenda for the upcoming months? Because you guys do other things over there. I know the Vintage Market Days has been huge for you guys.
Yeah, we do some Vintage Market Days. We do different events like that aren't necessarily always sports. But coming up real quickly is volleyball. That's our time of year right now. In January and February and March is volleyball.
Had a big worldwide archery competition over there a while back.
Yeah, and that's coming back, don't quote me, I want to say next year. And that's, again, to this date is our biggest event we've ever had at the Sports Center. And that's coming back. Had over 5,000 archers.
Wow.
I think it was 3 years ago. Now we're getting that back into our rotation this year.
Gee, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Somebody here's getting old, and it's not you, buddy. Wow, because I'm not.
Well, I feel like it.
Yeah, you're easily distracted, but I can't remember anything. Good seeing you, man. How's the family?
Great. Always great.
Good to see your kids are back with you.
Yeah, they enjoy coming here every year.
Good deal, man. Good seeing Mark Beal from the Myrtle Beach Sports Center. Great place. Of course, if your kids are into volleyball or basketball, you know this guy probably over at the Myrtle Beach Sports Center. Big part of sports tourism. You can find out more about that and all the great things that we get to do every day. Come be part of what we call home. Visit MyrtleBeach.com. More basketball after this.
There's an amazing place where family vacation memories are made and shared over and over again. Where new experiences never disappoint, and where the only thing better than visiting is coming back again. Book your family vacation at VisitMyrtleBeach.com and discover amazing values on area accommodations and family-friendly attractions. There's never been a better time to visit Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where family time has never been so much fun.
At the Lambeau Arena inside the Myrtle Beach Convention Center, we saw as efficient and well-played a first half of a high school basketball game as I can remember, Van. Both teams, as you look at the stats here, shooting well over 50% from every range. Inside the arc, outside the arc, at the foul line. These teams got it done offensively.
Yes, they did. And you know, the amazing thing, the reason why right now Dorman has the advantage is 13 assists to 7 assists. They've really done a great job of finding one another in situations, and their bigs, as we said, was a key early. We thought that Hall was going to have to really do a great job, especially on the boards. They have done a great job on the boards as a team, out-rebounding St. Francis 18-9. And outpointing them in the paint 22-10. So when you look at it, it's been the inside game, the efficiency of moving the basketball that's put Dorman in the lead. But St. Francis is still within striking distance.
4-point game.
I mean, and they've shot the ball well. I think the one thing they've got to do is they've got to get a little more inside game help offensively so that maybe Odom can really open it up.
We saw the HTC halftime highlight just before we went to the break. Well, let's see the rest of them, because there's a ton of offensive firepower to show you from the first half. 51%, make it 52% for Dorman, and 55% from the field for the St. Francis Knights. And I just can't say enough, as you said, the offense, the assists, 13-7 as a team, but right now Miles Tate has 9 assists in the first half. If he approaches that number anywhere close in the second half, he's going to become the all-time leading assist man in one game in Beach Ball Classic.
Yeah, if he can double it up, he ends up being the all-time leader. And we were saying earlier on when we were looking at it, Richie Farmer, who we used to call the Kentucky Rifle,
yes,
was the guy who holds the record at 16. I don't remember having 16 passes in a game, but then again, it's been a while. Maybe my memory's faded a little bit.
Yeah, I loved Richie Farmer, but it was
Boy
always...
could shoot it, boy.
He would dribble it, he would back it up down the court, and this was long before the three-point line. He would just turn at the top of the key and just drill shot after shot after shot.
And all the passing point guards in the world are rooting right now for Miles Tate to take that record, because it does belong to a guy who is not normally the receiver, but the guy who is the guy who can get it to people. And that's been the big difference in the game, I think, has been their ability to move the basketball inside and out and find the open guys on the wing.
Miles Tate, 9 assists in the first half, already committed to Butler. Was a three-point finalist last night, averages 14 points a game and over 5.5 assists. And I'm telling you, his team helped him out. But DeJuan Odom was superb in the first half, and he's got it to start the second half.
And I'm going to be really want to see what Drew Catlett does in trying to make adjustments to slow that ability to penetrate and kick down and to take their big guys off the glass.
7 3-point shots for St. Francis, including that 50-footer by Odom to end the half. So they have shot it from beyond the arc very well, while Dorman owned the inside non-painted area here at the Beach Ball Classic. But Dorman's defense has been suffocating as well.
Yeah, Dorman's really stepped it up on the defensive end to start this half. Trying to make him work a long time. I mean, that's 45 seconds to get a bucket.
Interior passing from Jordan Brown to Chase Ellis for the bucket, and it's a one-possession game. Here's we get the first Dorman possession of the second half. Allen Smothers, Van Coleman with you courtside. Here's the lob again to Amati. I told you, they've got that symmetry between the two.
Well, he just got to double digits on the assists on that one.
He throws a couple of more of those to Justin Amati, and he is going to have his name in the record book here. Ellis, who has over 1,000 points and 700 rebounds in his career at St. Francis, goes inside to DeJuan Odom and gets an assist of his own.
Drew Catlett has him come out in the wheel. They're running a wheel at the top of the thing, and then they do a backdoor cut to get the lay-in. I tell you what, I guess you want the pace to be your pace. You slow it down a little bit. You get your team under control. That's what they're looking to do, and, they're down 1.
Coach Catlett spent 11 years with his uncle, Gail Catlett, at WVU at the college level before moving south, and he was an assistant at St. Francis. Pull-up jumper by Miles Tate, adding to his scoring as well as his assistance.
Well, you can't leave that young man alone. You've got to have somebody that's going to stay with him, make him work hard, try to take the ball away from him if possible. That might be the next step, trying to keep it out of his hands.
Odom has it batted away from him, but right to Jordan Brown, who nails another mid-range jumper to cut the lead down to 1. Each team still being very efficient here in the second half. I told you Coach Catlett was an assistant at St. Francis for 3 years before taking over as the head coach 6 years ago. And a splashing shot from the left corner by Jack Renwick. Every once in a while you'll hear from Renwick, and when you do, it's usually a good thing. Here's a long three that's short. PJ fights for it.
Well,
inside with Kai Simmons.
Hopefully he hits a curveball as well as he hits those threes.
Yeah. Well, he does, believe me.
Because that'll pay off for that scholarship in college.
Kai Simmons, 3.5 points, 2 rebounds. The 6'7 junior has it right now. Kicks it back out underneath to Odom. Odom changes directions. And they tried to feed it in the middle of the paint. But instead, Dorman comes away with it. Fast break opportunity. Throws it off the glass. Count the bucket and one.
Dorman is an unselfish ball club. I mean, he's ahead of his man. Yeah, he didn't have a great angle. He could have tried the shot. Most kids would have, and they might not have got it down. Instead, he saw his teammate on the trail, dumps it off for him, and it's 2 points and a free throw.
Justin Amati, again, high percentage shooter because he takes it so many from inside, and when you got touch like that you can kind of line drive it off the backboard. And Dorman has its largest lead at 7 right now. A 6-0 run by the Cavaliers. Off the glass, good. Stops that 3-bucket run by the Spartanburg squad from South Carolina. And P.J. Hall hits his 3rd triple of the ball game.
Atypical today's big man, a guy who can step out and knock down the 3 when left open.
What did I say early on? He has concentrated on the perimeter throughout this tournament, trying to improve his three-point shooting game to be a true stretch 4. But DeJuan Odom matches it back at the other end. The 8-point lead cut back to 6. Neither team has led by double digits in this ball game. Dorman, many as 8 a moment ago.
I'm really surprised that, when we're looking at who's recruiting who, that Amati, who just missed that dunk, doesn't have more schools on him. He is a very complete player unless he's a star in another sport.
Well, I asked an assistant from a school here in South Carolina who is in the upstate about Amati. Why is he not getting higher recruitment? And he says the only thing he does well is that low post offense. He says not particularly good on the low post defense, and he doesn't have much of a mid-range or perimeter game. So that's he's kind of a one-trick pony.
Did they watch Loyola of Chicago a couple of years ago go to the Final Four with a post player that was 6'6", does the same things?
I totally agree with you, Van. I'm just regurgitating what I was told.
I know.
And we have got a timeout. Drew Catlett, the nephew of Gail Catlett, calls timeout, and Dorman leads it by 8. And Coach Catlett wants to talk about it, and we will when we return from this timeout to the 39th Annual Beach Ball Classic on Stadium. Back inside the Lambeau Arena in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. There are the trophies for the champion of the 39th Annual Beach Ball Classic, the runner-up, and the MVP and Most Outstanding Player trophies. The Most Outstanding Player will be awarded to the non-championship team. The MVP goes to the Outstanding Player on the winning team of the Beach Ball Classic. So that'll happen tomorrow night on Championship Night, New Year's Eve 2019. We'll ring in the new year at the Beach Bash, as we call it. Nice interior feed by DeJuan Odom. Dumps it down low to Kai Simmons. Simmons powers it through and draws the foul.
Great finish for Simmons. I mean, that takes strength when somebody hits you that hard and you still get it up there and finish. You know, back to what we were talking just a minute ago. Coaches, listen to this right now. When you got a guy with the athleticism of a kid like Justin Amati, anything that he doesn't have is coachable. Otherwise, we'd never know who Dwayne Wade was. We wouldn't know who Malcolm Brogdon was. Those are guys that had similar skill sets in high school, didn't have the jump shot, didn't have those things. And I think it's turned out pretty well for them. So maybe a second thought might be in line, because I see a young man who could help a lot of teams in Division I.
I totally agree. Man, I'm a Justin Amati disciple. I think he can play at any level. Here's a pull-up jumper that rattles through for Chase Ellis. And a steal of the inbound, a bucket, and a foul for St. Francis, draws them back to within 2.
You know, great, you get a timeout, you get a chance to get your team refocused, and right away they're back in the ballgame with a 6-0 run.
Yeah, whatever Coach Catlett said at the timeout worked.
Told him we weren't going to feed him after the game. They didn't get some playing done here now.
And it is a 1-point ball game. It was 9 points a moment ago.
7 in a row.
7-point run. And there's Tate. Tate with another assist. He's bearing down on it, Van. 13 now. And if he'd have got that 3-point shot on the last possession, it would be 14.
You know, the amazing thing is, this is a young man who can score points and is more concerned about winning for his team and getting his teammates involved. I love that kind of guard.
Was the finalist in the 3-point shooting contest last night as DeJuan Odom misfires, gets his own rebound, and misses from point-blank range again.
And he's probably thinking to himself, why didn't I just dunk it?
Yeah, go up above him and dunk it. Here's Justin Amati, a blocking foul on the dribble drive baseline left. So he'll go back to the line for 2. It was a shooting foul. And I'm just still amazed at these shooting percentages, Van. 58% for the game, not for the half. For the game, for the half, it's 86%.
Well, what's creating most of those, Alan, is the passing. You know, we're talking about it a lot, but reality is they're getting shots in the 2- and 4-foot area a lot in the game, and when they get a 3, there's nobody around them because the penetration, everybody's pinching it off because of that, their ability to score, especially off the baseline. These guys really do back cuts really well.
Amati misfires on both ends of that 2-shot foul. 17 points apiece for Amati and P.J. Hall for Dorman. 16 and 10 for DeJuan Odom and Chase Elliott for St. Francis. And we've got a 1-point ball game again. And this one's going to be thrown away. No, it's saved in bounds. Nice job. Amati goes to the hole. Misses. Brought back in by Surratt. He missed it. Earl Burgess. He missed it. And then a foul is committed by Dorman. And a chance for St. Francis to take their first lead of the ball game.
Well, you talk about a change in momentum in a hurry. We're looking at right now potential of a 11-2 run, change the whole game around.
Yes, 6 of their last 8 field goal attempts have gone down for St. Francis, looking for number 7 to give them their first lead. Here's Odom into the paint, loses his handles, and it's picked up by the Cavaliers. 2-on-2 to the hole, shot up, good. I want to say that Coach Catlett's going to say that ball was touched in the cylinder, but I don't think it was. P.J. Hall had his hand right there, but I don't know if the ball was actually touched. And if they touch, does it matter if they touch the ball or the rim? Wayne White says if he touches the rim, it could be basket interference.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Tom Cock and Joe Rosano are talking about right now. Tom Cock is the lead official. They are going to count the bucket, and Drew Catlett gets the short end of that stick again. He had 2 waved off in the first half,
but look
he
at the
wanted
guy,
that one waved off.
Look at the guy who made the play, Miles Tate. Again, he saw the advantage. There was no pass. Where'd he go? He went right
straight
to the rim.
To the hole. Yep. He now has, I think he's got the double-double now. Is that his 10th point, Wayne, or is that number 8? That's just 8.
You don't have to ask any questions why Butler signed him.
No. He's as good as they come.
Lavelle Jordan, the coach at Butler, says, I want that guy.
Yeah, Miles Tate is as good a point guard as they can find, and he's got 9 points to go with his 13 assists. Looking at becoming the all-time leading assist man in one game at a beach ball classic in 39 years. They've gone to a 2-3 zone. Dorman's going to force St. Francis to beat him from outside. There's a 3 in the air. Too strong. Amati goes up high, but bats it to Miles Tate. Tate outside Renwick. Dribble drive, teardrop, Brazil good. 8:26 to go. We're about to enter the fourth quarter. 16-minute halves played at the Beach Ball Classic. And we've got a 2-possession ball game.
Well, we had 11-2 run. Now we've got a 5-0 run going the other way. And it comes from the point guards. The point guards are controlling how this is happening. And Tate took back over for Dorman, and they're back in control of the game a little bit with 8 minutes to go.
That's a strong baseline drive by Deshaun Holt, but it looked like that 2-3 zone was bothering St. Francis a bit. That's where they've made most of their hay tonight, is outside the arc. Why not, get a ball screen and put up a shot?
Well, one of the things that makes it more difficult to get that open shot is because you've already taken the penetration drive away.
Right.
That's where they were getting them, is off penetration
Good
and
point.
kick. And so when you take that away, you've got to find the angles to get into the zone to make the zone then have to play you. As long as the zone can stay away, because you can't penetrate against it, it makes it very difficult to do that.
Exactly 8 minutes to play. 1 for 2 at the line, and full court pressure now by the Knights. Kind of zone pressure. Get it to Brazil. Brazil now to Tate. Brazil across the timeline.
That's very close to being
very close.
A turnover.
And here's a 3 in the air from Renwick.
Well, you know what? He doesn't make many shots, but when he takes one, it goes in. It's
like I said, when he makes an appearance, it's usually a dynamic one. He's made all of his shot attempts. Odom goes to the hole, draws the foul. It is a blocking foul inside the restricted area, although that is not a rule in high school. It looked like P.J. Hall was inside that 3-foot area underneath the basket.
Well, I think what got called was because Odom slid off to the side and they still made content. That was the problem, and that's the 4th on Hall. So that's a big foul.
And Coach Ryan is upset. He's talking to the official.
Mark that one down, Alan. 6-point lead, 63-57 with 7:30 left. P.J. Hall goes to the bench. Let's see if his team can step up. Let's see what Miles Tate does with his teammates to keep this lead.
Conventional three-pointer is completed by DeJuan Odom. Lead is 5. And full court pressure by St. Francis. 2-on-1 to the hole. Amati with a scoop shot with the right hand.
But they don't want to recruit him. I don't know. Got me on that one.
Too athletic, my friends.
I only got 44 years doing this as a scout, so maybe I missed one here.
Each of these coaches have 3 state titles under their belt, looking for their first Beach Ball Classic championship. Thomas Ryan with the last 3 South Carolina titles. Drew Catlett won titles in 14, 15, and just last year, 2019, in his 6 years as head coach. Thomas Ryan is in his 13th year at Dorman. He coached 6 years before that at Aiken High School and advanced to a state final. Coach Ryan gives the raspberry cheer on the far sideline because his team got one in their favor.
Well, you get one every once in a while.
7-point lead. It's the last 4 field goals going down for Dorman. St. Francis has had a couple of empty possessions. When they had it a 1-point ball game and with the possession of the ball had a chance to take the lead, could not. No shot clock in high school basketball. First miss in over 2 minutes.
Probably not the shot that Coach wanted Miles to take on that one. Falling away on a 3 from 28 feet is not the best shot.
Dorman staying with that 2-3 zone but extending it. Brazil comes out. Dribble into the post. Nice move by Jordan Brown. He quietly has had a big night as well. Brown has 10 points on 4 of 7 shooting. Outside, Tate, jump stop, throws one on the run, and it goes down.
Took the body contact and kept his upper body straight and square. Made it on his way down.
Great players get the roll and get shots like that. He now has 13 points in the ball game with his it's 11, says Wayne. 11 points with his 13 assists and keeps his team in front by a touchdown. And a post entry is intercepted by Dorman. Here's Brazil into the paint, stopping. Interior feed down low. Foul is called. Earl Burgess will go to the line for 2. I believe that's going to be on Kai Simmons. It is his 3rd.
Well, Earl Burgess has done a nice job when he's come off the bench for Hall, giving them a defensive presence, if not an offensive presence.
Yeah, he's been inside, keeping people off the glass. He only averages 5 points and 2 rebounds. 64% free throw shooter. Off the mark on his front end. He'll get a second with 4:55 to play, and it rings out. But an offensive rebound. Guess who? Jack Renwick.
The smallest man on the court goes and gets it.
And Dewan Odom tries to out-jump Burgess. He had a hand on the ball, but Burgess comes away with a loose ball. Dorman just scrapping with this lead. Trying to make it to their first Beach Ball Classic championship. They played here many years ago. Lost to Bartlett out of Anchorage, Alaska. And to a team from New Orleans, Louisiana. They were 1-2 in their last trip. St. Francis, this is their 3rd Beach Ball Classic. 8-3 all time. They won the consolation bracket championship in 2014. So both teams are trying to make it to their first BBC championship game tomorrow night. 7:30 will tip off right here on Stadium. St. Francis looking for the open shot. Pull-up jumper is short, but a big rebound for Jashawn Holt. And then they throw it in the backcourt. That's going to be an over and back, and it's going to be a Cavalier basketball with 3:59 to go, and we've got a final media timeout on this first semifinal of the 39th Annual Beach Ball Classic with Dorman in front by 7 as you watch from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
You wear many hats, and HTC knows what you need to keep the day running smoothly. You're an entertainment coordinator, appointment maker, and business superhero. You're a personal chef, chauffeur extraordinaire, and a trusted protector. No matter where life takes you, HTC keeps you connected by bringing world-class technology right here to Horry and Georgetown counties, because you are here, and so are we. HTC, this is life. Connect with it.
It is America's finest high school holiday basketball tournament. It's the Beach Ball Classic. As we want you to visit Myrtle Beach, go to visitmyrtlebeach.com. And Van Coleman coming into tonight's game, St. Francis had put 4 players in double figures in each of their games. Well, tonight it's Dorman already with 4 in double figures.
You know, the amazing thing is Justin Amati, he's got 19, he's done a great job on the inside. P.J. Hall, who's out of the game right now with foul trouble, has got 17, but he's been really devastating when he's been in there versus St. Francis. And you've got 10 points from Jalen Brazil, and then the guy. Look at this line. Miles Tate, 11 points, 13 assists, 5 steals.
Yeah.
He is doing it on both ends of the court. He's doing it against one of the best guards in the country, Dewan Odom. And Odom's line is not bad. He's not 19 points. He's 6 for 10 from the field, 2 for 2 from 3. He's got 3 assists. But the thing is, I said 5 steals. Well, Odom has 5 turnovers. That's probably a season high for him. And it's because of the defense that Tate's been playing.
And you know what? Coach Catlett was very proud in telling me in the pregame that they averaged less than 10 turnovers a game.
And right now they have 11 for the game.
Yep.
And the big key, that's why I said, Odom's 5 is probably the most he's had all year.
So here's a 2-shot foul for Tate as he ups his point total and looking to enter the record books with assists.
He's got a double 13 right now.
Absolutely. And Van, do you bring P.J. Hall back, or do you let this crew who's playing really well right now stay together?
I would, right now, when you've got a 9-point lead, I'd let him stay as long as I could possibly do it, because you might need him for that last 2 minutes, because this could get very, very hectic, because you know the pressure's coming soon.
Great point. Great point. And St. Francis is going full court man right now.
And you're going to need that big man who can come up here at the top, catch it, take one dribble, and get it to somebody.
Off to Burgess on the right side. Foul line extended. Up top, Amati.
That was a bother me press. That wasn't an all-out press.
Well,
just to let you know I'm here.
They are wearing each of their teammates now. They're up tight, pressuring the ball, trying to keep it out of Tate's hands, but he has it inside the center jump circle. Under 3 minutes to play. Tate all the way to the hole, misses the shot, but it's rebounded by Amati, and he's fouled on the putback.
There's that guy I like. I tell you, I don't understand why folks aren't paying more attention to him.
Amati now with 21 points on the night, leads all scorers. And get that number. 75% is what the coaches said coming into this tournament. He's 9 for 12 tonight.
Well, you know, the thing is that, okay, he makes free throws. If you can make a free throw, you can make a 15-foot jump shot. And that was the concern coaches had, according to what they told you.
Yeah.
I think that's a mute subject. People better pay attention. That's a high-major athlete with low-major skills maybe. But you know what? You could teach some things and bring him up, and you get a steal.
And he's guarding the ball inside, blocks the shot right to his teammate Earl Burgess. Burgess ahead to Brazil.
I don't got no more to say about that. I think I won that argument.
Here's Tate. Double pumps the shot. Tipped up twice. Again for Dorman. They are cleaning the glass on the offensive end.
Inside play has been all their way, whether P.J. Hall's in the game, it's Amati, it's the big fella Burgess. All those guys have just done a great job of getting on the glass.
You know, P.J. Hall was the leading scorer in the first half, Van, but the Dorman Cavaliers have extended the lead with him on the bench. And here's Dewan Odom nailing the triple to cut the lead back to 11, but it was as large as it's ever been at 14 points.
Well, I think the big thing tonight is that Holt and Simmons just haven't offensively got started because of the size and the defensive pressure that Dorman's been putting on in the paint.
Want you to stay tuned immediately following the game as we select the HTC Player of the Game award winner. The broadcast crew will select the premier performer in today's game to be honored by HTC. This is life. Connect with it, and you can find out more by visiting htcconnect.com. And I don't think there's any question who our on either side HTC star of the game is. Of course, we've talked about Dewan Odom throughout. He has 22 points, with 3 assists, 3 rebounds, and a steal. But for Dorman's Miles Tate, 13 points, 13 assists, 5 steals, and just 4 rebounds.
You get a little bit of an argument for Justin Amati, but Miles Tate's the one that's made the engine go.
Yes. But, of course, Justin Amati's the top scorer, but he's gotten most of those through the services of Miles Tate.
So it's kind of down to the fact that he's the creator, and today Amati has been the receiver of that creation.
Hey, Lucky Dog Television Productions, these folks are absolutely the engine that runs this tournament and our broadcast. Without our guys and girls doing their work. And we've got a foul before the ball is inbounded by St. Francis. Without the work of these young people, and they're all young to us, Van, they do remarkable
Speak for
work.
yourself, Al.
No, they're young to us. Our technical assistants, Tristan Blackman and William Bone. Our graphics coordinator is Natalie Adams. Our camera operators, God bless each and every one of them. They do every minute of every game behind the cameras. Valerie Knapp, Jim Lewis, Wynn Singleton, and Cole Smith is handling replays for us tonight. And Zach Lambert, pregame host, is Jack Murphy. Our replay technician, as we just told you. Producers, Delaney Mize and Scott Lineberger. Our technical director and our director tonight, Andrew Mize. Fabulous job, people, each and every one of you. Thank you for the hard work that you put in every day. I mean, we're talking, we broadcast 22 games this week. Man, they're on all 22. We're just sitting here broadcasting 1 or 2 a day.
Oh, yeah.
They're on all 22.
They've done a great job. I know the day that we were talking about it at the production meeting, how smooth it has been and how well they've all worked together and made this a great week of broadcast.
And the three-point shot by St. Francis cuts the lead again back to 11, but timeout by Drew Catlett. Long way to go, short time to get there.
Yeah, right now it's going to have to be all out, create turnovers, make things quick. You can't stop, you can't wait, you can't be patient. You got to attack.
Would you put P.J. Hall back in for his length now?
Well, they put him in that last split,
okay.
And I think I put him in because I think his ball handling helps them, and he can come up to the top of the circle and get the ball against the press.
That is an excellent point. He is a good perimeter big man. He can handle the ball, and they get it into the supreme ball handler, Miles Tate, off to Brazil. He is their second choice, and a reach in by Dewan Odom. See how many that is on Odom. That may be his. Oh, it's only his second foul on Odom.
You know what makes Dorman so effective is the fact that you have a great athlete in Amati on the back line. You have a tremendous skilled big man in Hall on that back line. And so you can't just guard one way or the other, because if you try to pack it down in, Hall's going to pop out and knock down jump shots. If you try to play too much out on Hall, Amati slips in behind, and when you got a passer like Tate, he's going to get him the basketball. And I think that makes them a very dangerous team. Plus, they're willing to play defense, and they crash the boards.
It's been 33 years, Van, since a South Carolina team won this Beach Ball Classic championship, and it looks like for all the world that Dorman is going to have a chance to do it as Dewan Odom is down in the backcourt holding his knee, and he looks like he's in excruciating pain.
I didn't see what happened.
I didn't either.
The head didn't go down because I was watching the ball. Tyler says that he just jammed it when he made a hard turn.
The ball was stolen by Dorman for the fast break to put them back up by a dozen. But in 1986, George Glimp and the Eau Claire Shamrocks.
I was going to say, was it Eau Claire?
Eau Claire won the only championship by a South Carolina team of the Beach Ball Classic.
That was with Joe Rhett, right? I think that group was that.
Joe Rhett, Barry Manning. Very good. Right.
I was going to say that was that group.
That was a very good.
Well, I was here, so
yes. And it was over at Socastee High School before we moved into this beautiful building.
With those seats, it used to come right up into my chest. Yeah. I remember that.
It was
press seats.
Remember how packed it used to be? You couldn't move,
couldn't breathe.
Could not get a seat in the building, but now we've got plenty of seats for the championship game tomorrow night.
I hope that's just a jam knee.
Okay.
I hope it's nothing serious.
Yeah.
I hope that it's just a sprain or a jam.
Please
rather than
let him get up and play
an ACL or an MCS.
Play on, because he has been
'cause
fabulous all week long. We love Dewan Odom. He showed his wares last night at
Okay, they got a
Slam
replay
Dunk.
here. Maybe we see this. Oh, it's a knee on knee.
Yeah, he went straight down on it. So, but he's not putting any weight on that left knee. Left leg, he's being helped off. Gosh, we hope that's nothing serious, because he has been fabulous to watch this week.
Well, he is a tremendous player, and I know right now that the folks in Cincinnati are holding their breath right now.
Xavier signee.
Because he's a young man who can make Xavier a Sweet 16 and better team
Absolutely.
in the NCAA tournament. That's the kind of talent he is.
Future Musketeer, and hopefully we'll see him more here in the Beach Ball Classic. But Dorman won the Chick-fil-A championship, the American division of the Chick-fil-A tournament last week in Columbia. You know, we mentioned it before the game. Dorman has defeated 5 nationally ranked teams already this year, including Greensboro Day and Huntington Prep. But they've all been games within the borders of the state of South Carolina. Not at home, but they won at the tournament at the Rock, or the Battle at the Rock, at Rock Hill High School. They lost to Oak Hill Academy 63-52, their only loss of the year. They played, they won a couple of games there against nationally ranked teams. They beat Huntington Prep at the Bojangles Classic at Ridgeview High School in Columbia, 70-54. And then, of course, they won here at the Beach Ball Classic. So they have played all of their games within the state, but not at home.
Well, the thing is that it's still a little bit of home cooking, because you know
no doubt
you're friendly with all the folks around the area here, and they understand that they're playing great competition. Like you said, when you play 5 ranked teams, including Oak Hill, you got nothing to feel bad about getting beat by 9 by Oak Hill. That's just what a lot of teams take that game any time and say that was a good effort.
No doubt.
I think they probably like to have a repeat.
Oh, they played them close all the way, and Steve Smith said he didn't want any more Dorman after that one for sure. As this one misses everything for St. Francis out of bounds. St. Francis inserts Gray Schwitz into the ball game.
He got a double whammy on his knee. He jammed it, and then he went knee to knee with one of the kids from Dorman. So it's probably really...
Well, they're not putting ice on it yet, so it doesn't appear that it's very serious. He's got the towel over his head right now, but they're not working on his knee, so maybe he's going to be okay after all. But Dorman, again, it appears with 58 seconds to play, is going to reach to the 39th Annual Beach Ball Classic Championship. And I think the last South Carolina team to play for the Beach Ball Classic title was Eau Claire that year. That they won it. Now maybe Hillcrest, Simpsonville Hillcrest did play for the title one year with Everett
Sullivan.
Sullivan.
Yeah,
thank
Sullivan.
you.
They do not have ice on his knee over there, so I think trying to keep the swelling down, because he really took a hard knock knee to knee.
Miles Tate is going to be replaced, and he deserves the curtain call as Davison Wright comes into the ball game. And Miles Tate is going to call it a night with 15 points and 13 assists.
The one thing about this is a closer game than the score is going to reflect at the end here.
Yes.
This was a 3 to 5 point game almost all the way. Both teams had leads. Both teams played hard. And I think here at the end, that little push that Dorman seemed to get at the end of the about the 3/4 mark of the second half, that was the difference. And then Odom going down here in the last 2 minutes, there was no way they're coming back at that point.
Trayshawn Staggs in the ball game for the first time in this tournament. Also in is Noah Clowney, Jordan Surratt, and for the first time, Keandre Shippey, which I love that name. Up top with it.
And if you notice one thing, you notice that when some of these younger guys come in, you don't see a change in the way they play.
No. Not at all.
They're all looking for the pass. They're passing it. They're moving it on the perimeter. That's the sign of coaching, folks. When you see the team come in and not worry about getting a shot for themselves, they're worried about playing the game the same way.
Is that who you want, Kevin? Is Justin Amati. Now, we said Miles Tate gave Justin Amati. Kevin Snyder is the third member of our broadcast team. We were looking at the HTC player of the game. He's going to interview the winning coach, Thomas Ryan, and 16 points, 13 assists, and 5 steals. Let's go Miles Tate. All right, HTC player of the game.
See, he didn't have that middle stat.
No. I think Kevin, he just saw the big number on the scoreboard.
Big number's not always the reason why a team wins.
Yeah.
Big number might be the result of the person who did make the difference in winning.
Well, Miles Tate threw him, I believe, 3 alley-oop dunks tonight.
At least 3 and 2 or 3 other assists. I think so. About 6 of his assists went to Amati.
Yes. And as we count it down, St. Francis, as you said, Van, this is not going to be a 17-point victory.
It was definitely not that. It was more like a 5-6 point ball game almost all the way. But great effort by both ball clubs. And I'll tell you what, Dorman passes the ball, stays within themselves, and their bigs play hard. That's a hard combination when you got guards who can push it and get the ball off of penetration to the open man, and you got bigs who will play hard. And then you got that one secret weapon that sits over there in the corner in Renwick, and every once in a while, just when you think you need it the most, splash.
Every time he touched the ball, something good happened, and Dorman advances. They're our first finalist in the 39th Annual Beach Ball Classic Championship as they defeat St. Francis by a score of 83-66, and Kevin Schneider is corralling the head coach and our HTC player of the game, Miles Tate. As we take a look at the stats, each team shot over 53% for the ball game, Van. We couldn't have asked for a more entertaining ball game.
No, I mean, the thing about it is they played the right way. They played defense when they had to on both ends. Don't let the 53% fool you. It was because of the way they played they were shooting the ball that way, because they got a lot of easy buckets because they worked the ball, they were patient, and they attacked when they saw the opportunities. It was a fun game. I mean, both teams played the same way.
22 points and 3 rebounds to go with 4 assists for Dewan Odom. He had a couple of teammates in double figures with him. Chase Elliott, 14. Jordan Brown with 10. For the Dorman Cavaliers, they had 4 players in double figures, led by Justin Amati on the scoreboard. 24 points to go with his 5 rebounds. P.J. Hall, 17 points and 7 rebounds. Much of that in the first half as he got in foul trouble and sat for much of the second half. And 16 points and 4 rebounds, 12 points and 2 rebounds. Miles Tate, I said 16 points, 4 rebounds, and 12 points and 2 rebounds for Jalen Brazil. Kevin is now with the head coach, Thomas Ryan, and the HTC player of the game, Miles Tate, waiting on the coach now to still show up. All right, well, they've got 2 players, Justin Amati and Miles Tate. Are we ready to go to them? All right, let's send it down to Kevin Schneider. He's with the players of the game.
We're here with the 2 stars from Dorman. Justin Amati finished with 24 points. Miles Tate with 16 points, 13 dimes. Justin, you put on a show for the crowd. Many college coaches were in to see you tonight, and you showed out, had 24 and several electric dunks. What goes through your mind as you're attacking the rim?
I try to play hard and get every ball and help my team, contribute to my team.
You have a star point guard that just feeds you the rock every time. What's it like playing with a point guard like Miles Tate?
I like playing with him because he got a lot of vision and he looked for me at all times.
Justin Amati's a player that's blowing up here at the beach. Now I'm going to pass it off to the HTC player of the game. 16 points, 13 assists for the Butler recruit. Miles, you were feeling it early, but you also got your stars like Justin Amati involved early.
It's so important to get our players in spots where they need to be at. So I just try to hit them on target and on time so they can finish.
You know, you came into this event after winning the Chick-fil-A Classic. You're back in another championship game. What is it about this team that you love? You've won 3 straight state titles, and it just seems like you got a winning culture going on.
Well, with every group I've ever played with at Dorman, we always fight. We preach fight and we preach defense. So we play hard, you get wins. So defense means championships.
Your shot was really going this game. You got it going last night in the 3-point shootout. You're starting to feel like in a rhythm right now.
It's just repetition. It's just all the work I put in the gym. It's all paying off with shots. It's just mental reps.
These two have the Dorman squad in the championship game of the beach ball. It hasn't been won by a South Carolina school since 1986. Dorman's in the finals tomorrow. Be sure to check them out. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Kevin. And Kevin is going to sit down here courtside with our partner, Tyler Watkins, to call the next semifinal game, which I am going to sit back in the stands and enjoy as a spectator, maybe more than any I have seen in a long, long time. Long Island Lutheran taking on, and they are ranked number 7 in the country, taking on the Crusaders, St. John's out of Washington, D.C. This is going to be a fun contest.
I tell you what, Andre Cabello, you're going to love him, folks, from Long Island Lutheran. You like the guards in this game, you're going to love him. And then Ishmael Leggett is a guy that gets it done for St. John's and leads them as far as the way they play.
Great to have you back with us here, Van, and we will enjoy the championship tomorrow night.
Oh, we're going to have a lot of fun, Howard.
It's going to be the Dorman Cavaliers versus the winner of the game upcoming. But when we return to the 39th Annual Beach Ball Classic, it's the Visit MyrtleBeach.com pregame show with Jack Murphy. So don't go anywhere. The second semifinal and final game is coming up next.
There's an amazing place where family vacation memories are made and shared over and over again, where new experiences never disappoint, and where the only thing better than visiting is coming back again. Book your family vacation at visitmyrtlebeach.com and discover amazing values on area accommodations and family-friendly attractions. There's never been a better time to visit Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where family time has never been so much fun.
Well, we are back again courtside at the Myrtle Beach Convention Center as we're going to do a final recap of tonight's first semifinal game. We talked about the second semifinal, which I'm excited about, but we just enjoyed a really well-played game.
A well-played game by both teams. I think the one thing that you would see is Coach Catlin is going to talk to his team tonight and say, look, we didn't take care of the basketball. When you look at it, 12 assists, 15 turnovers. That's not a ratio you ever want to see. Yes, it was a lot of it came at the end, but the reality is you look at the other side of it. Dorman, 20 assists, only 6 turnovers. If they have that kind of game tomorrow night, whoever they play is going to have their A game and almost play perfect, because you can't have somebody having a 3-to-1 plus assist to turnover ratio in a high school game. And with the way they shoot the basketball and the way they attack the glass, it's going to be a tough team to beat.
Well, whoever Dorman meets, we're going to have a great time.
We'll be there. We'll be there for it. There's no doubt about that. We're ready for it. We're going to have a great time. The Beach Ball Classic, always a joy.
Yeah, Van Coleman and I have done the championship game of the Beach Ball Classic for at least the past 20 years, maybe more.
18 out of 20.
That's right. You weren't with
I
me
missed
last
one.
year.
I missed
you
one
missed
last year, and one other time I got preempted by, I don't know, a network of some kind.
Yeah,
I don't
some
remember what it
network brass got rid of us one year. But we are here again tomorrow night. Can't wait for Dorman to meet the winner of Long Island Lutheran out of Long Island, New York, and St. John's from Washington, D.C. That is coming up next. Kevin Schneider is going to join Tyler Watkins for the call of that one. But when we come back to visit MyrtleBeach.com, pregame show with Jack Murphy. It's been a pleasure having you with us tonight, but don't go anywhere. More of the 39th Annual Beach Ball Classic.
Enjoy the next one, folks.
Coming up.
My family keeps me on the go. And as fellow community members, HTC believes friends and neighbors deserve services that keep the day running smooth.